Hello everyone, and we're still well into summer right now. This is being made on August the 11th, my grandfather's 117th birthday if he was still around. And of course school, if nothing changes, was to reconvene on the 8th of September. Now there have been models placed out in the universe right now about quadmesters, which would suggest that courses starting on the 8th would be finished mid-November, and the second half of the semester would go full-time in the second half of that semester and all the rest, which is not particularly good news for what we want to do here, because I think a lot of what's gained in this course is the time that you people have to work out lab reports and work out the project and all the rest. Now, I don't know yet what my timetable looks like. I don't know if the AP course will go first or second and all the rest, so there's just too many unknowns just now. And as soon as I know them, I will try to work with you on it. Clearly, in the past, the lab experience and the project experience has been a real beneficial part of the course for many young people. And aside from the academic benefit of it, it balances the marks with the testing and so forth. So I have to wait and see what we'll be permitted to do. Will we be allowed to stay after school and work on experiments? Will we be kicked out? What's the circumstances in the school? If on one hand, if everybody else is gone and we're the only ones there, I don't really quite see what the hazard is, but it's not up for me to say. This is, of course, not only just whatever the administration wants to do, but between the Toronto District School Board and public health and so forth, what I think is not really important. So we're going to try our best to give you as much of this as I can, and I'll do what I can to ensure that the marking scheme is such that your situation will not be, your marks will not be, even if it works out that we're just testing and talking or something like that, but I'll work out some kind of scheme so at the other end, whether it's correction factor based or something, that you folks will have an average that's similar to the work of the past. So just right now, the main thing is that in the next week or so, you should start getting going with assignment 0. I've spent a fair amount of time today on Galois fields and matrices and things like that, which are the primary things you needed to know going forward. I am concerned about the lack of electrical work that we did last semester. I will, but that's okay. We can fix that. It's not that difficult. But I don't see the point of doing that now because we have other things to do first. So I need to understand first what's happening with the situation, and we'll go from there. What I'm thinking of doing, and one of the things I might do that might save us some time, but I don't know if it'll work for the students, and I'm trying to balance it. I currently do not have any videos done of the AP Physics lectures at all. The only thing I would have that could be easily translated would be the PowerPoints, but those don't come till later in the course. So the textbook type material, and there's a lot of writing. Sometimes I go down the board 4 times. So to turn that into video type stuff is a bit daunting just now. So one theory would be to teach period, like in the morning, the first group, and then teach the second group, whatever way this silly thing's going to work, but have somebody video these things, and we'll post them on my page with Physics with Henry, but I'll have a camera running somewhere, or at least to me, maybe one of my cameras, whatever, and I'll post what I did in the morning, and then I'll post what I did in the afternoon, and so each group will get some lectures in person and some on video. But at least then I don't have to do things twice, because this is a lot, and I'm not saying that to seek sympathy here. I'm just trying to say it so that I can actually get the job done. If any of you have concerns or bright ideas or whatever, please don't hesitate to contact me. We want to make I want to make this work for you, and the more, within reason, the more bright ideas we have, or if what I'm coming up with sounds dumb, let's figure it out so that it's as good an experience for you as possible given these circumstances. I'm not sure yet what else I'm teaching this fall that was still in the air, and of course if they're being forced into this model, what that looks like, and how that affects my time, I have no idea. I don't know. I've heard absolutely nothing from the school. So I know as much as you do. So I just thought I'd say that I think what we need to do, and I mean in fairness, these are extraordinary times, and you have the public health people, you have the province, you have the school board, and you have, of course, the school administration, all of whom trying to figure things out. And most of these people, they're good people. I mean, they're trying their best. They don't want anybody to get sick. They also want to get the job done. And so how we go forward is still a work in progress. So I think we should maybe just be a little patient. I understand this fall there's going to be a number of aspects that are going to be frustrating. My advice to you, if you are attending school, whatever you're doing, follow the protocols, pay attention to what's being asked of you, as you always do. I would say this also, not to be political or anything, I have no idea how this is going to work for students who remain at home. I fully understand why the parents would want them to stay there, and I'm not a health expert to know how dangerous coming to school with a mask and sanitizer really would be or not. And of course, individual students have their own health issues as well that may be a secondary factor. However, my main concern comes with evaluation. One of the complete fallacies last semester was that we did not evaluate students. And it's really not much different than you folks just sitting on Wikipedia or YouTube or whatever it is, reading stuff and or listening to our videos. And so if we're going to give marks that are going to be indicative of your circumstances going forward for university, there has to be some assessment that is done where they're under controlled conditions. Now, I don't know what that's going to look like. What I would hope is that on the times we're in school, that those would be days when we would have testing, and in any class, and in addition to whatever else we're doing. And so if that's the case, a student, for example, who doesn't want to attend the school any longer than they have to, can come in, write the test, and leave. And I would certainly support that. But we have to figure it out. And of course, you are currently, I believe, this week or next or something like that, indicating to the office your intentions. And apparently, from what I'm told, that can't be changed. I don't know if that will stick or not. Nothing else seems to anymore. But so what I'm saying to you is that I would certainly be arguing with the office that a child who goes home, that's fine, but they can watch all the videos they want to. I understand that part of it, but we have to find a way that's fair, so that those children are evaluated under similar conditions to the children who do attend school. That's something I'm going to be pushing for, because I think all of you understand, and I think you and your parents should be advocating for this, because it's I went to university. It's your concern. And that is that if you're in school and you're writing tests and getting marks, whatever they look like, and somebody else is at home doing something virtually, and they get in and you don't, no one's going to be happy. And I think maybe we need to stare at this before it gets too far down the road. So I think that those of you who are going to stay home, I think that you might want to have a really good look at this and make sure you understand how that aspect of it is going to work. Staying home to do your assignments, staying home to watch videos, sure, that's not going to make any difference. I mean, you benefit, I hope, in a similar way. But the concern lies with the actual assessment. So we'll have to see how that works out. I know some of you wrote AP exams at home, and I suppose there was the opportunity to have resources available. AP assured me that they would know that whether you had them or not. I find that hard to believe. And I mean, again, all the cards are on the table here, and I understand that people who want certain marks for things are going to do what they got to do. That's my main concern, is the thing that I can't figure out. I mean, obviously, with quadmesters and the timing and the videos and all the rest of it, how much will actually get done and stuff, we'll see. That will be pretty clear after a week or two. The concern I have, though, is the assessments. And I know some of you, if I sent them home or post them or emailed them to you, that you would do your work honestly, and that great, but there'll be some who will not. Another thing I would also like some input on, if you have the chance, is I did your lab reports last year, the second ones on PDF, and I commented on the PDF versus writing with a pen on the first set. I think that, in all honesty, maybe the second version was better. I think you might have got more feedback, and it allows me maybe to work on them in a more convenient way. I don't know, or at least a more legible one anyway, for sure. So if there's any input from any of you on the marking scheme for this last year, yeah, I would certainly look forward to hearing it, because I was kind of forced into marking the PDFs the way I did, but I actually kind of found that maybe that was useful. I think a lot of you got between 50 and 70 comments. I don't know if I wrote that many comments with a pen, and maybe because I'm typing, I can write more detail. So please enjoy the sun. Please enjoy these days, whatever way you are having your fun. There are certainly plenty of things to do. Those of us who like the outdoors and walking and cycling and whatever, there's lots to do. If you rely on the system to provide you entertainment, then of course it's a difficulty. I've been at provincial parks, and the parks are fine. The only change in the parks is, of course, that the shower and washrooms are closed. So you can use the outhouses, or if you have an RV, you can, of course, use your own facilities. You have power. You can still dump your tanks. You can still get water. But these are challenges for the parks. The swimming in the water bodies is still permitted. So if that's something that you and your family would like to do, that's certainly an option. It's hard to get places in the parks, I will tell you right now, as everybody's doing that. But anyhow, please enjoy the time, and when I know more, I will pass it forward to you, whether it is in a group email or in a video like this one. And I just really, all of us want this to go away. I would like nothing more than to walk in on the 8th of September or whatever it is, and just start the course the way it's always been done, and have one more go at this and enjoy it. It's kind of frustrating. I can't get no one to get mad at here, because it's not really the fault. This is not something that is being forced on us just because an administration doesn't want to support. We have a crisis of sorts here, and we need to respect that and not have additional issues. So that's the plan right now, and we will see. Not much of a plan really, but we'll see how it goes. But I think we can expect if anybody has a problem with these issue of having these staggered lectures and picking up the other half of it on video, and what I would do if I tape this in class, and it would just simply be at taping of me at the board, and picking up hopefully the sound on the camera, it'd just be on a tripod, and then what I would try to do is post those lectures the same day. As soon as I have them finished, I can upload them as fast as YouTube would accept them. So that's sort of the plan. I also have to check resolution. My camera, when I go to high resolution, sometimes it quits, and I don't want it to quit in the middle of a lecture. I haven't got time for that. So we'll have to figure it out. So as we get closer to this, as you're hearing things and you have questions, some of them I may not be able to answer, but I would certainly look forward to any emails that you might want to send me, where you say, well, could we do this? Could we do that? It'd be things that I certainly hadn't thought of. And as I get back into the loop and able to interact with the administration when they have a closer to a model that we're looking for, I can say, well, okay, then if we can't do this, could we try this? And and I, if your ideas, I've used a student's ideas a number of times in my experience, whether it's an AP or an Algonquin. So I'm not afraid of it. Now, I don't want 50 emails, but if you have concerns, and again, any input on the PDF thing, because I think that would really help. But that's sort of that's the very tentative way I see it going out. And again, I still don't even know whether in this quadmester model, whether the AP course will go on the 8th of September or will start in November. So all of this is very tenuous. I would say I would have preferred that we would have had all 4 courses and students attend whenever. I think that having quadmesters makes it very difficult for projects and for longer term type assignments that students sometimes in the past have worked on. I think that's a shame, and I just don't know if it really makes any difference. And again, maybe the issue of attending with 4 courses, it's just too complicated to cut down the number of kids in the building, and that well could be the case. But just, you know, selfishly, from how teachers would want to deliver a course, I think that would have been nice to have them there for the whole 4.5 months. But, you know, again, that, like I said, that may not have been possible given the social distancing concerns and so forth. I think those of you who are going to be coming in, please inform yourself of the important details that you'll need to know. Say, for example, for your food, from what I understand, the cafeteria will be closed, so you will not be getting any type of food from the school, so you have to make sure that you think of that. I would assume the store across the road might be open, but again, it's not going to be able to handle 500 kids going over there for whatever. So you're going to have to think about that. I think the, you know, and your own hygiene. I guess, of course, the school has masks and stuff, but, you know, whatever you want to do, if you want to bring extra paper towels or sanitizer or anything else that makes you feel safer, especially if you're taking transit or something like that, you know, just put a little more time into that than you normally might, so that, because it's not so much even if you catch it or not, whatever that looks like. But, you know, there's no point in going through your day being nervous all the time and worrying about it, because I think that inhibits what else you're trying to do too. So I think you need to think it through if you are coming in, and have the protocols, not only what they're asking you to do, but whatever else you feel you need, so that you feel comfortable with that. And we'll see what happens. So please enjoy these next 3 or 4 or so weeks of summertime. We don't want to wish our days away, folks. And so go out and do the things that are fun for you. The assignment 0 is a couple of weeks. You can start it on the 20th of August and still get it done. There's no need to spend your whole summer doing assignment 0. So please, and you know, when you're outside around in open air, you know, from everything that they've been saying, I don't think that there's a hazard there. I think you can certainly go for walks, and you can explore and do. I think it's just a matter of staying away from the obvious places where people congregate. And I think if you're responsible about that, I think, you know, you're going to be fine. And I think it also will help your circumstances. So so good luck with everything. And I guess I'll find out a little bit later on who will be attending in person and who will not. And as I find out better, you know, how the administration will demand that assessments be required, and how we can make that fair for the ones who attend and write legitimate assessments and those who do not. So we have to just see how that goes, and I'm just waiting to see what it looks like. All right, everyone, take care, and we'll stay tuned. Bye for now.